So I got an interesting email here in my inbox from Games Workshop pushing out some of the new releases. Excited for the new Necron Lord, but also down there on the bottom. And I assume that the content is generated based on my website profile, based on some sort of metrics with what I've purchased from the GW store and browsed to link back to my account. But the limited release, and I'm assuming it's limited release because everything is with Games Workshop, the action figures, the 40K Primaris Space Marine action figures and the Sisters of Battle limited release action figure. And what was interesting is not only GW going in this limited release, and they've done that before with Space Marines, some of the different chapters a while ago, and also other premium figures. But now, to my knowledge, this is the first time, and I might be wrong, you guys will correct me in the comments, an unpainted figure. And that's kind of interesting also, kind of the best of both worlds, where if you want a figure for your bookcase or gaming table or gaming cave to kind of sit up there on your shelf with your other limited release stuff, board games, grimdark posters, that's an interesting aspect for 40K to be pushing that out and to be offering that. And then the first thing that I thought of, which I hope we're going to get a reprint at some point. I mean, Games Workshop is farming out some of their IP. I would love a reprint of Relic. This is the 40K version of Talisman from back in the day, and certainly I'm a Talisman fan, which is another GW title. But Relic was really interesting, not only in the fact that it fixed many of the issues that Talisman had, but it played very fast. It was set in the Grimdark. The variety of the characters, they weren't just kind of generic classes like Talisman had, where you're like the warrior, the dwarf, the elf, the wizard. I mean, those were the literal character classes. Relic had a space marine. They had an inquisitor. They had an assassin. They had a guardsman. They had a tech priest. They were the actual pulling classes from the game with stats and abilities. And the figures were this really, really nice kind of shoulders and head Romanesque bust of the character. So it wasn't just a little figure or a token marker. They looked really, really awesome to paint up. And they looked really amazing on the table as the game, not only as a marker, but the level of detail. And they were a little on the small size, but they have to be scaled for the board game. You can't have this huge dominating token figure / marker. But I was always wondering, they should print up like 40K collector busts / Romanesque type things and push those out to the community. I would be very interested in one or two of those literally as bookends on my gaming shelf to frame kind of my 40K books and modules and artwork. That would be really, really awesome. And especially given the print ability and technology that they have, would it be cheaper to do it out of resin, plastic, or something in between? That I don't know, but it is definitely within the capability of Games Workshop to do that. And if we're going to go FOMO, if we're going to go limited release, if we're going to do all these aspects of the game, pushing that out, the figures sell out. And I'm going to be watching and being curious to see how fast these sell out. Maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe a week, but at some point they will. Certainly the demand is there, and certainly the market is there. I think GW should definitely go in that direction and put that aspect of the hobby out.